Hey, Ash.
Hey, Taryne.
So I have an interesting fact for you.
Ooh.
This is actually one, because usually I just like Google random ones for the episodes.
Right.
But this is actually one that I looked up the other day because I was curious. Because I was typing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been typing and you look down and you're like, why are these letters arranged in this order? Like, why wouldn't
why
they
is
be
it spelled that way?
alphabetical? Like, why is it like... It's
like typing.
ASDF. Like,
Yes.
what is
Ooh,
that?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I thought that.
So I looked it up, and it says that they used to be alphabetical, earliest typewriters, but people typed so fast that the mechanical arms got jammed and tangled up. So to solve this, the keys were randomly positioned to slow down typing and prevent key jamming. Isn't that interesting?
Whoa.
Today's episode is brought to you by Away.
All of Away suitcases are built to last with durable exteriors that can withstand even the roughest of baggage handlers. Every suitcase comes with an interior organization system that includes a built-in compression pad to help you pack more, and a hidden and removable laundry bag that separates your dirty clothes. Away suitcases have 4 360-degree spinner wheels guaranteed for the smoothest roll, even through the most hectic of airports and stations. All of Away suitcases have TSA-approved combination locks, which keep all of your belongings safe and sound.
Start your 100-day trial and shop the entire Away lineup of travel essentials, including their best-selling suitcases at awaytravel.com/advice. That's awaytravel.com/advice. Today's episode is brought to you by Liquid IV.
1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. It contains 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's made with premium ingredients and is non-GMO and free of gluten, dairy, and soy. There's just no reason to not.
Right?
And what makes Liquid IV so effective is that the science of cellular transport technology, which is designed to enhance rapid absorption of water and other key ingredients into your bloodstream.
Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code ADVICE at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code ADVICE at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com, promo code ADVICE. So probably,
which is
like,
weird because it
separating
obviously is not necessary now because we don't have typewriters.
True, but now we've all learned.
But we're all stuck to this random assortment.
I will never. I loved computer class. Did you do where like they would cover your hands with the paper and you would type?
Yeah.
Like, thank God bless. Do they still do that in school?
I would assume, but also kids are like raised on computers
savvy
now, so I feel like that might not be a thing anymore.
Isn't that interesting?
I think there's still probably a typing class.
I would assume so.
I don't know.
I love typing. I'll race you one day.
Oh, I'm not that fast.
Oh, cool. Then I won.
Stupid. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. This is Unsolicited Advice. I'm Ashley.
I'm Taryne.
And we are here to advise you on all your life problems, as per usual.
Your problems. Your problems make us money, honey.
So if you guys are sitting on a story that you need advice on, please take this moment to write it in because we need them.
Yeah.
Our podcast kind of revolves around that.
It's our bread and butter.
It's our bread and butter. The more that you struggle, the better we do.
Right? The more juicy it is too.
Also, we have socials, so follow us on socials. We've been very active on the gram lately. Mm-hmm. So follow us on Instagram at Unsolicited Advice Pod.
Yep.
Right? Yep. Follow us there. And yeah, how you been, Taryne?
I've been great-ish.
Ooh.
I feel like that's so relatable. Like,
it sounded
lately,
like you were more like reassuring yourself.
Yeah, it's funny because like it's been a really terrible season of life.
Right. Taryne's been going through it, guys.
My gosh.
Send prayers.
Oh my gosh. But like I don't even want to get into it because right now, the other day, I think because I always preach this on the podcast and you know this, I'm telling you this because I want you to know, we don't just like say random stuff. Like everything, I feel like everything me and Ash say comes from literally like the deepest depths of our heart. And we're like, we are not ever pretending to have it all together. Like we're currently struggling to get our lives together.
Messes.
The hottest of messes. But it's so funny because I think people see this platform and they're like, we're coming to you for advice. But I think sometimes like people who give advice from like, oh, I have everything figured out platforms are annoying because you're just like, stop telling me that. Like I want to hear.
It's not real. It's not relatable.
I want to hear the like still wound from someone who's telling me like, this is what got me through it. You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
So I think all this to say, I always tell people on this podcast, I tell Ash this all the time, I tell everyone, like you cannot hide and run away from emotions that are quote unquote negative, right? Yeah. So the other day I caught myself trying to suppress and push down just the overwhelming like anxiety, sadness, anger, confusion that I've been dealing with like family stuff, with just a lot.
Just life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was like, stop. Like, why are you fighting this so hard? And I was going into Target. So I had already parked. I backed up and I went and parked in like the far back corner of Target. And
I've done that so many times.
I sat there and just like gave myself a moment. And before I knew it, I was sobbing hysterically. And it was like, it wasn't even that I was like thinking about a specific thing. It was just, I felt within me, like you feel it like in your chest when your emotions are just like too much. Yeah. And so I just let myself have a really good cry, and I reached out to friends and was like, hey, I'm struggling. And the overwhelming amount of people that were like there for me and like supporting me, and it just was like, it was amazing. Like I let myself feel it. I reached out for help and then let myself just like process and feel that. Yeah. And then like 2 days later, I woke up and was just like, I'm ready. I am ready. World. Like I'm ready to now start moving forward. Like I let myself pause. I let myself marinate. I let myself be unsure of what the next step was going to be. And then like I got up, I did my makeup, I made plans with people, I organized my closet. Like I just started just being intentional. So I'm in a really good place right now, but we're like very, very fresh off emotional breakdown territory. So
the thing that happens when you're going through, when life is just relentless in those seasons, the thing that happens is in order to survive, your body literally has to stuff down all of these emotions in order to get through the day, right? And then the next day comes and something else happens, and then the next day comes and something else happens, and so your body gets into this rhythm of, okay, I can't deal with this now, I'm just going to stuff it. So you stuff. But when your body's done stuffing, good luck. Yeah. Because it's all about to come up. And it could be the simplest of things. Like it could be like your partner, your friend, your mom, whoever, like saying something that sparks it. Usually for me, it's my sister. Or, you know, it could be like you just having to go to Target and just can't do it. Yeah. Something's going to happen that's going to spark, and you're just going to have to let it out. Yeah. Because at a certain point, your body can only handle so much, and you will have to deal with those emotions eventually. Yeah. Which is so funny because I remember you texted Alicia and I saying that you were feeling like you were like slipping into a funk, and Alicia and I both gave opposite advice. Yeah. I was like, you are not your funk. Like you are better than your funk. Like your funk doesn't own you. Yeah. Like I was doing that kind of like hype up. I was like, you are in control. I was doing all of this stuff saying to like fight the funk. And then Alicia, and I responded first. And then like 15 minutes later, Alicia responds to the text, because Alicia and I aren't together in this moment. Alicia's my sister, by the way, if you don't know. And we all used to be roommates. Alicia responds and she was like, it's okay to feel that way. Just let yourself, just lean into it, you know that feeling that is not wrong. And I was like, cool.
No, Ash, glad we're on the same page. When I opened the text, I had just finished reading your 2 responses, and I was dying because I'm like so opposite, right? But also so true to how you both tend to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
Like you tend to be like, not today.
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing this.
But if you'd been doing that already,
Yes.
and had been doing that for a while, then Alicia's advice would hit.
Both
would hit
hit different.
Yeah.
But I'm like reading through, and then as I'm finishing reading and I'm already like laughing, Ashley responds and goes, literally the opposite.
Complete opposite of what I had said.
Opposite.
But I think it was kind of perfect because one of them must have resonated with
Yeah.
you, and at least one of them hit.
No, I love it. And
It was
they
so funny.
hit, I mean, both of them like hit in different periods of like that time, But yeah, it's been really good to like, I don't know, like it's not just like you finish. Like it's not like you heal from something and you move forward. Like it hits you in different times, and then different emotions bring up different things. So I don't know, it's all part of the purpose. And I think something I also had to get over, love a tangent in the first 9 minutes of the episode.
This podcast is where we get our therapy.
No, literally. And
Genuinely.
I feel like
This
the
whole
episode,
first 20 minutes is for us.
I feel like the episodes where we go off and just like let go of our plan for the episode and talk, everyone's like, this was my favorite episode.
Yeah.
So we're going with it. I think one thing I've had to realize too, I've always been the strong caretaker of my friends. And
The mama bear Taryne that we talk about a lot is a very real person.
also, I love to share my emotions. I don't love to share when I'm not in control, because I do feel weak and I feel like a burden to people. And I've had just friendships in the past where I've noticed like when I need something, there's distance. So I think that too has triggered me to be like, don't like overshare, don't share too much. And so this time I've been struggling consistently for a while, but I've been trying to like keep it to myself. And so I just like let go of that and was like, it is what it is. Like I shared some stuff on Instagram. I shared some stuff with my close friends. Like, and the amount of friends that like I've been there for in the past that like came out and were just like literally every day checking on me, like, hey, how's today going? Hey, what do you need? Like, hey, like I was so overwhelmed by that, because it just taught me in that moment, like how I'm putting my own narrative in my head. Like all these people I was like, I don't want to bother, were like just ready to step up, And so it was just, it's been a really cool season of connecting with some older friends and like letting go of like, if I don't have it together, I'm still worthy of like people caring about me, and I'm still fun, I'm still whatever, even though I'm like going through stuff. So it's been a good season, but it also, just depends on the day, the hour, the moment. Right now, I'm great. I'm doing great.
The second we ride the waves.
5 minutes from now, I'm just like, I need a break. Anywho, did you catch us up on anything?
I did not.
Okay, do you want to catch us up?
Sure.
What tangent would you like to go on today?
Oh, man. That's a good one. It's really interesting that you say that, because I'm just a quiet person. And when I am going through something, my personality is to retreat, right?
Yeah.
And it's not to ask for help. It's not to go to someone or reach out. It's just to like retreat, be by myself, process, be alone. And I think what's really cool, and something that I took from what you just said, is that even if you're unsure about exactly what's going on, whether it's like super heavy or it's actually not that heavy, it's just like bothering you, reaching out gives people permission to help.
Yeah.
And when I see, like, for example, if I saw someone and I think they're struggling, I don't know for sure because they haven't told me. So I'm hesitant to say something.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person who's like, well, I don't know what's going on in their lives. I have no right to step in and be like, hey, you're doing okay.
What's going on? Yeah.
When in actuality, they might love that, but I don't know for sure. So I don't.
Yeah.
But when someone says or posts or whatever that they're going through something, then that gives me full permission to be like, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going through? Can I help? Do you even want help?
Yeah.
Do you just want a hug? Like that opens the door for me to check in without feeling like I'm stepping over the line or feeling like I'm assuming that something's wrong when maybe they're fine, So I think it is so crucial, whether it's serious or something little, to like just mention it.
Yeah.
to your closest friends. It doesn't have to be publicly, it doesn't have to be online, but just to your closest friends, because then that gives them that open doorway to say something. Does that make sense?
And what's cool is like you still have control over like what you share or not. And that was what was like,
they don't have to know the whole story.
Most of the people that reached out were just like, hey, I'm really sorry. I posted on my close friends. It was like me dead staring out the window. And I was like, currently living in the place of numbness between anger and sad and mental breakdown. Like, you know that middle place where you're just like, I feel nothing. Like, this is concerning.
It's like the eye of the storm.
But also, this feels lovely because I just feel nothing. So it was, and it's funny because like literally 5 minutes after that, after I read some of the responses, I just like, that's when I like lost it.
Yeah.
But it was cool because most of the people that reached out were just like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's such a hard place. I love you. Hey, let's get coffee. What are you doing? Like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for what's going on. I'm praying for you. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like, because I don't think I could have responded and been like, oh, here's what's going on. Like to a few people, like you and a couple of people, I like actually typed out what was going on and like sent it. But that was kind of cool to me too, because I'm like, oh, this is good. Like, this is just me saying, like you're saying, hey, I'm struggling. Just people reaching out and being like, I love you. And I'll check in on you in a couple of days to see how you're doing was great. Like, I didn't have to go into my whole spiel and tell everyone everything. Like, it was just people being like, ooh, I see that and I'm here for you if you need me, you know?
Yeah, I think not telling the whole story is helpful because it doesn't force you to sit there and like not relive it, but kind of like write it all out makes you kind of relive it in a way. But just being like, hey, pray.
Yeah.
Says a lot. And I'm like, oh, she wouldn't be saying that. She wasn't going through it. So I'll listen, you know, and I'll check in next time. So I love that you did that. And I think that's a good reminder for me to like, it's okay.
Yeah.
To say you're going through something, to reach out.
Guys,
I've been good. On the exact opposite side. I feel like I have, and this is such a thing that I've been talking to so many people about. I feel like I've been stalled in this period of life where I'm still trying to find my rhythm post-COVID. And I know that sounds silly.
No, it's not
but
silly.
It's so not silly.
No.
And I can say that confidently because I've had multiple conversations with different people who have very different lives than me that are all going through the same thing. So it doesn't matter what you're currently going through. It could be anything, work-related, relationship-related, family drama, like just health, like your health or your mental health. It could be all of these different things. Everyone I know is struggling with one of those things and trying to find their rhythm again, because I think we have all like not really given ourselves credit for what we went through during COVID, and coming back out has been a trip.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it's not mental health that I'm struggling with, it's physical health. If it's not physical health, it's work stuff. Mm-hmm. If it's not work stuff, it's this like family dynamic, open communication thing with me, with friends. Even like Taryne moving out has been like a whole like, oh, like finding this new rhythm with our friendship, with just the house having one less person. Like there's just so many different things where I feel like I'm constantly like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. So that's kind of been what I've been going through lately. And I feel like it's been great because I think I was trying for so long to try to get this perfect routine in each one of those categories, which is impossible.
Yeah.
I was driving myself crazy, just going in spirals.
Specifically for you, because you thrive off of that.
Oh,
and I
think
love it. Yeah. Before COVID happened, you were pretty like set in stone of your rhythms,
had the ball rolling.
Yeah, like working out, like what was going on. Everything was very light and like whatever. And now I think it's been hard to kind of like come to the terms with like you're not going to be able to go back to that.
Yeah.
So what is new? And then on top of that, like we don't catch a break. It's like we feel like the world starts to heal from something and go forward, and then some tragedy happens, and all of us are trying so hard to balance processing all these things going on, processing our own trauma and things in our life, processing our friends' trauma in their life. And it's just everyone's coming from these crazy places and the world is changing every day. Yeah. So how do you find a consistent pattern?
Yeah.
And for people who need that, like you,
who
that
thrive
has to
on
feel
routine.
Like you're building a house on sand. You're just like...
It's maddening. And just like my mental health isn't this isn't what it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
My physical health isn't what it was 3 years ago. Like, everything's so different. The government has acknowledged UFOs and no one's talking about it. No one is talking about it. And it blows my mind. And then this morning, I love podcasts, obviously. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast where they were literally talking about how AI is going to take over everything. And I was like, I physically cannot handle this conversation right now because I'm over here trying to just get my own little life in order. Yeah. I don't even want to think about AI or UFOs, but here they are. And then then there's a shooting, and then there's all this government drama, and I can't physically. Yeah. I'm in a place right now where anything that feels like it's a threat to my little bubble, I'm just not dealing with. Yeah. Anything that feels stressful or overwhelming, I'm just like, that's not there. Because I'm working so hard to get myself on track. One step at a time. Yeah, it's hard. On a positive note, I do feel like me personally, I am finally starting to get into this nice rhythm, but that means I got to start letting in other things. Yeah. So is there an answer? No. But I feel like I am more physically capable than I was last year, even a few months ago. So baby steps.
Baby steps. That's all we gotta do. One step at a time.
My God. Tearing it up time?
Yeah, let's freaking tear it up. Let's tear it up.
If you guys, do you want to explain the tearing it up while I pull it up really quick?
Yeah. So hi, I'm Taryne, and I do awkward things, and my namesake has become the place where we all just come together and relate on the fact that weird things happen and all of us do embarrassing things, and why hide it? Why hide it?
Yeah.
So this is a segment to make us laugh, to make us feel not as alone, and just, that's all I got.
All right. And on that note, here it is. This one is tearing it up on a first date. Ooh. From Anonymous.
What's that? I'm just kidding.
Hey, right. Hey, girls. I'd like to stay anonymous. Perfect. I'm doing all of us a favor here because you wouldn't know how to pronounce my name anyways. Noted. Got it. They write, I've been sitting on this story for over a year, but I'm finally writing in. So let's skip the part where I tell you how much I love your podcast, because I really do, because this story needs some explaining. Last year, I matched with this guy on Tinder. We have the same hobby, which is solving Rubik's Cubes. Random, I know. Ooh. And he even is one of the fastest people to solve it in our country.
Shut up.
Get out of here.
That's
a celebrity. So we got along and had so much to talk about really quickly. But since he lives 4 hours away, when we finally met up for the first time, he came to visit me for 4 days. On our second day, I showed him the city and we took an old tram. This type of tram has a platform with built-in stairs inside that go down once the door opens. Does that make sense?
Say it one more time.
The tram has built-in stairs that lower when the tram door opens.
Oh, okay.
There is a sign on the doors that says that the doors won't open if anyone's standing on the platform, which is a complete lie. My roommate actually fell out of the tram twice because the steps appeared underneath her feet, but that's not the story here. I stood on the platform as well. When the doors opened, it actually physically pushed me to the side. So picture this. I was stuck between one of those doors, the back of the seat and the pole in front of me. It hurt a lot and everyone was looking. It was a Friday afternoon, so the tram was packed with people who wanted to get home from work. I was embarrassed, but thought I should probably just keep my cool. So I went on my phone. I was texting a friend that our weekend date was going well just before I got stuck. So I had stayed on my phone and was continuing to text like it was no big deal. And I was trying to act like nothing had happened. I thought I'd just wait for the doors to shut again so I could free myself, but this door didn't shut. Instead, a loud ringing noise signaled that the door was broken, and the driver of the tram had to come fix it and let me out.
Oh my gosh.
Reminder, I'm currently on a date with this guy that I just met for the first time. Thank God when he came, the door had just released me, so he didn't actually have to see me pinned between the door. or blame me for causing the problem. When the train started moving again, I told my date that we had to get off on the next stop, and he answered, "Do we need to get off because that's really our stop, or because you're too embarrassed to stay on the tram?" I replied, "Both." I also told him that this was the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me, which was hard for him to believe because I had in fact told him that morning that I'm really clumsy and embarrassing things happen to me all the time. This really was the most embarrassing one, though. And he believes me now, even though I almost broke his glasses on the same weekend. We've been dating ever since.
Oh.
I've included a picture of the tram door and highlighted exactly where I was stuck. So feel free to post on Instagram.
Oh my God,
I hope
yay.
you read this. And I also hope that you girls have a lovely weekend. So here's a picture. She was literally there.
Oh my gosh.
So it got stuck, and that's why it wouldn't close.
That's like 10 inches.
There's no room for a physical human being to stand
but
there.
that little pole right there, it shows, oh my gosh, that's nuts.
Chapter.
That's
funny.
Crazy.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. What makes it funny is like it's embarrassing enough just being on a public train and that happening, but being on a first date, essentially.
Yeah.
I know it was day 2 of him visiting, but it's a first date.
Yeah.
Just makes it 10
Rough,
times worse.
man, rough.
Oof.
I got stuck in a bus seat once. Like, I was sitting backwards. So, like, where your feet go down, like, I was turned sitting crisscross applesauce, like, on the seat.
Okay.
And we were coming back from, like, a softball game. And then something happened to where, like, I don't know if you brake fast or something, but my butt went between, and then my legs were, like, stuck up. And I could not move. And then everyone was like, part of it, they weren't trying that hard because they were busy like taking pictures and like crying, laughing.
Right, because it's funny.
But I thought I was like going to snap in half, and like no one could get me out. It was terrible.
Oh
it was terrible. That was fun.
You poor thing.
So I feel you, but like I don't, because
Yeah.
that was like public versus like me with my friends.
Yeah.
But
public,
dang.
Someone would have helped probably.
Yeah, that's
you with your
epic,
friend.
though.
Isn't that funny? So a stranger
yeah.
would have probably helped you if that happened on a public train, but you with a group of your friends, everyone's going to
like,
laugh and take
cracking up.
photos first before
Which
they
is
help.
like, there's pros and cons to both, because that's one thing I hate when I trip in public and people look. I hate when people look and they're like, "Oh, honey."
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'd rather them be like, "Ha ha," because then I
when
can
people
just
feel
laugh,
bad for me.
You know?
Yeah.
1,000%. Well, thanks for that, tearing it up.
Yeah. Thanks, Anonymous.
Anonymous. So I'm like one of those people who like is very much about like the aesthetics of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not looking for like a shampoo and conditioner that does what I need. I'm looking for a bottle that's cute, right? But with Away, I'm obsessed with my little carry-on suitcase because it's so cute. But not only that, it's genuinely the best suitcase I've ever had.
Most functional.
So light. So like I've never had where like the wheels have gotten stuck or whatever. And it has like a charger within it.
It lives and breathes efficiency.
The zippers, the straps. It's just everything. All this to say, today's episode is sponsored by Away.
If you guys don't know anything about Away, let me spit some facts for you. All of Away's suitcases are built to last with durable exteriors that can withstand even the roughest of baggage handlers, and we all know they can get real rough out there. Every suitcase comes with an interior organization system that includes a built-in compression pad, which is game-changing for packing, especially when you're just throwing stuff in there and not really folding them, which helps you pack more, and a hidden and removable laundry bag that separates your dirty clothes, which is also game-changing, especially for long-term trips.
Yeah.
It has 4 360-degree spinner wheels that guarantee the smoothest roll even through the most hectic of airports and stations, and it has TSA-approved combination locks that keeps all of your belongings super safe.
That comes in clutch. I recently just went on a trip to Arkansas and I used Away as the little carry-on one, and it just was like next level because we had so many bags going into the airport, and that was just like the easiest one. Like I could just like hook it in my arm and it was just like light and just tagged along with me. It was great. If you want to get in on this, start your 100-day trial and shop the entire Away lineup of travel essentials, including their best-selling suitcases at awaytravel.com/advice. That's awaytravel.com/advice. Okay, I'll get into my story.
Perfect.
This is called Addicted to Girls and Video Games.
Ooh, interesting.
And that's on live. Okay. Hi, Taryne and Ash. I would like to stay anonymous.
Done.
You know?
Deal.
Okay. I am a junior in high school who recently went through a breakup. I started dating this boy towards the end of 2020 as a sophomore. Wow, a sophomore? That's like a year. That's like 5 years. Like high school relationship,
Yeah.
a year is like
A long time.
because those last like
committed.
a lot shorter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always knew we weren't perfect in getting married, but I enjoyed being around him and eventually fell in love. He had a pretty bad past. He had been a big F-boy before me. I had never been in a relationship and barely talked to any guys. Needless to say, I probably spent 95% of the relationship comparing myself to the other girls he had liked before. That's so hard.
Oof, yeah.
It's so funny because like I feel like it comes with age. Like, for instance, I'll use myself as an example. So I am a virgin and I'm waiting for marriage. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, I was like, I have to marry someone else because I won't be able to deal with the fact that like they've had sex with someone else. Like I'll feel too like insecure about that when I was young because I was so just like insecure about the fact like of someone else being with other people in a way and like I would compare myself, whatever.
Right.
Then, like, the older I got and the more I developed, like, this being a decision that's my own for, like, multiple reasons. And, like, I'm choosing this.
Owning
like,
that.
Yeah. And, like, owning it and being, like, happy and proud of that fact, right? Mm-hmm. Then it became something where I was like, I don't really care about the person's past because that's their life. Like, that's their journey, their story that led
brought them to now, to you even. Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I know because I've had more experience where I've, you know, had relationships with people, flings with people, whatever. And I know that like you learn things and you take things, but it's not that deep. Like when you go, like, yeah, I might still think about my ex if something comes up, but I'm not sitting there like longing for him. It's just, oh, that was a part of my life, like a memory flared up. Mm-hmm. So it's like with age and with becoming really secure in like who I am and like what I want in my future, that didn't become as much of an issue. Whereas in high school, that was so hard. Like you were always like, if you saw that their ex was like really like artsy and into music, but you weren't, you would be insecure about that.
Well, what's even harder in high school is that you see everyone's relationships.
Yeah.
Like the handful of people I've dated in the past, the recent like whatever few years, I've never seen them in their ex.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them in their ex. Like that gets in your head.
Yeah.
So dating in high school / middle school, college even, that's rough because you've probably seen them with their past. You're probably friends with their ex.
Yeah.
You know, like, or you've seen them around, you know them at least.
No, fully.
You know, that's rough.
But it, like, wouldn't you say, like, as you got older, that changed? Like, even, like, my ex, we got together when I was, like, 19 or 20, I don't remember. But I remember being like, I want to know everything that you did with your ex. I want to know everything about this. I want to know everything about all your past relationships. And then I like fixated on it and was so insecure because those girls were like still around. But then now I feel like when I date someone, I'm just going to be like, am I going to like run into someone like if we're at a party, is there anyone like you've dated, just so I know and I don't sound stupid if I say something, but I'm more like, I don't really care as much about their past.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I don't
feel
think
like
I've
the
ever
older,
cared.
Really? Yeah, but
I've
makes sense for
never,
you.
I don't want to, I think if I knew a lot about my boyfriend's ex, I would fixate on it.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
very
that's more like
aware
a
of myself.
survival
I don't want
technique?
to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never asked about like
anything
stuff like that.
Really?
No.
That's so interesting.
Like
I don't know.
I'll
I
ask
thought
like
that-
when was the last serious relationship? Like why did that end? You know, little things, but that was mostly like in the beginning just to get to know the person. It wasn't it's not like I'm sitting here wanting to know everything.
Yeah.
I don't think I would handle it. I think I would literally think about it often and dream about it. I don't need that.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, but that's true. Because when I did do that.
Yeah. Like
when I was younger.
You'll think about it constantly.
So you learned that lesson like way before.
Maybe that was just something I've always avoided and was lucky to avoid, but like I've never cared. But I think it's because I know it'll bother
how
me.
You are. Yeah. All this to say, it
Don't
gets better.
The older you get. Kind of.
Okay, so she's saying she compared herself to other girls. He didn't have the best pass, and he never texted me. And he played video games all day long. It was very toxic, but for some reason, I stayed with him. Anyway, the other day I was on his phone on Instagram because we were talking about someone and I wanted to show him. In his recent searches, there are about 10 different girls all in a row. My heart dropped because this is the kind of stuff he's done for the entire year and 5 months we have been together. That far in, you should not be doing things like that. I agree. A year and a half, like you should get over that. Not to mention that there were times I caught him following porn star accounts or other pretty girls from around our town and even snapping some of them.
No. Oh.
And I'm like, so why are we with him? But I get it. I get it. Anyway, I told him I needed time, and eventually 2 days ago, we broke up. It was pretty mutual, and I was grateful it happened, but it was heartbreaking. I was really struggling when I went on Instagram and got this text from a girl from my school. My ex didn't go to my school, for context. She explained to me that he had hit her up, and she showed me the screenshots. Once she told him she went to the same school as me, he quickly unadded her.
Interesting.
This happened literally the day after we broke up. We broke up on a Friday night. Saturday afternoon, she had texted me with the screenshots. I just don't know what to do anymore. I am so insecure and struggling so much already with the breakup. But at least before I had respect for him. Which, girl, why?
Yeah.
Why? You shouldn't. This is what is so hard, because I think for, again, talking about survival techniques, we put these men, these boys, up on these pedestals.
Let's remember her age.
Well, yeah, boys. But even guys my age are not men. We put them on these pedestals, I think as almost a Band-Aid for ourselves. Like, if I have this vision of him that he's this great guy, then I'm going to kind of like ignore some of the stuff he does so that I can just be happy and feel loved and whatever.
Rose-colored sunglasses.
Yeah. And it's just like you should have lost respect for him way before this point. Like, him constantly looking at girls, constantly like contacting girls through Snapchat, which is, I hate Snapchat for that reason, because it's like where everyone can just be sketchy. Like, he does not deserve your respect. That's all I'm saying. Like,
no,
before this happened. So you definitely have stuff to process, but like, you already need to like step back and be like, no, I need to see this guy for what he is. Like, end of story.
Yeah. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Dating is, I like to think of it as like a business transaction. You're either compatible or you're not.
Yeah.
Homeboy, I love him to death. He's a little player. And that's fine. He's probably going to be a little player for a while, or he'll just inevitably always be a little player.
Yeah. That's
fine. Let him live his life, but you guys aren't compatible.
Yeah.
You're wanting a very serious, committed relationship, and he's just trying to play around.
Yeah.
And that's something that, unfortunately, the rose-colored sunglasses will hide from you, because you're like, oh, he's charming. Oh, he's friends with everyone. How sweet. Like, I need that in my life. I'm so shy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, we fit, you know? But you need to, when dating people, that's why you date, so that you can see them in life and how they act and pick up on red flags and see if you guys are a good fit, or maybe you're not a good fit. That's the time to like ask those questions and like watch how it plays out. Not, unfortunately, and I am not saying that I have never done this, because I've done it so many times. Unfortunately, we tend to fall head over heels first.
Yeah.
And then we don't see all these things. But the older you get, for me, and I'm going to say this specifically, as a 30-year-old dating in LA, the easier it is to sit down to dinner with a stranger that you're just meeting and ask very specific questions, because that helps me narrow down what type of person they are. And I'm not asking these questions to make them feel bad or to point out their flaws. I'm just trying to see if we're a good fit. And if we're a good fit, guess what? We get to go on a date again.
Yeah.
If we're not a good fit,
exactly.
have a good life. No hate against you, but like it won't work out.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a personal thing. But we always, because dating's fun and it's emotions involved, you fall in love so quickly and then you deal with this stuff. And it has to be the other way around, which again, high school, we've all done it.
Yeah, but we're talking, I mean, every story we talk about, I feel like we try to talk about it in a very general sense, because no matter what age you're going through stuff, there's different levels of intensity. There's different, like, maturity levels, but we all can relate to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and if
in
you're
general.
wanting, doesn't matter what age you are, if you're wanting a serious relationship, which Anonymous, it sounds like you are, then that's how you got to play the game.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to have fun, then you can be on his level and you can be like, oh, okay, well, it's not going to work. Bye, break up, go play around with someone else. Like, that's what he's trying to do. If you're wanting something serious, then you have to reverse what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you need to be very specific about who you let in your circle, because you're going to get hurt.
Because, like, why?
Baby girl's going to get hurt.
I'm sorry. Why is it? Why? Oh, I'm getting triggered. Oh, it's coming. Why is it that women have to go into dating situations so apologetic? Like, oh, I'm gonna pretend that I'm just this, oh yeah, I'm so chill and I'm not drama and I just, yeah, like I'm totally down for just a hookup, or oh yeah, I'm not emotional, like, oh yeah, I'm no drama. Like, it's like we have to go in being so like trying to like bob and weave and like fit into what this guy is, because we know that the second we say a wrong answer, they're gonna be like, bye, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Where guys can come in and just be like, I want a fit girl who's down to hook up, and she's got to be down to work out with me, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want anyone who's this. And they just come in like, oh, mic drop, this is what I want. If you're not it, Why are we not coming in with that energy, people?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Flip the freaking screen. Like,
yes.
Flip it.
Yes.
I feel like I used to date like that. And then again, with age and with having dated a lot, no.
Yeah.
No. I would say the last 3 years, my first dates have been epic on my part.
Yeah.
I sit down. I order exactly what I want. I'm not, oh, whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
No. I want this drink. I want this appetizer. I'm also trying to be really fit right now. So yes, I'm ordering salmon with veggies.
Yeah.
Whereas before I'd be like,
so
I want to be chill. I'll
yeah.
take the hamburger.
Yeah.
But I'm actually like really working on my fitness. So I'm going to get what I want to get. And it might be more expensive. Sorry.
Yeah.
But.
And you're going to bring that Prada bag.
Yeah. And something I used to, which we've talked about on the podcast,
yes.
something I used to do. I have a big obsession with bags, and nice bags, unfortunately.
And we dim.
But I buy
you were
them
dimming
myself.
yourself.
Yeah, they're my purchases. I wouldn't bring them on first dates because I didn't want guys to think I was like bougie or like
deal with that toxic masculinity that's like, oh.
And I wouldn't bring them.
No,
and now I'm at a point where if I went on a first date today, I would show up in my heels. I would show up with my little bag. I would order my glass of wine, and I would order my salmon with asparagus and be very happy with that decision. And if he can't hang with that, that's fine. But again, no hate on him, no hate on me. This is who I am. And are we a good fit or not?
No, yeah. And like I think since
I think guys find that super hot.
Yes. Since I've come to this place where I'm like, I am who I am and I'm not sorry about any of it. Mm-hmm. And if you are lucky enough to get me, like, bravo to you. Like, since I flipped that, I've just noticed such a difference. Whereas before, I felt this pressure to, like, if a guy would start texting me in, like, a sexual way, I felt pressure to, like, banter and be, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then put myself in these positions where I felt uncomfortable. Yeah. And now it's to the point, like, that guy, I mean, yes, he ghosted me, but that's fine. But, like, he started going in that direction, and I super just confidently was like, hey, like, no hate whatsoever, but, like, you've kind of mentioned a couple things, and I just want to let you know, like, I'm not a hookup type girl.
Yeah.
And if you are looking for that, like, props to you, but, like, I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste mine.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, blah, blah. Like, I was just like, hey, this is how it is, like, whatever. And most guys, like, really respect that. Like, they're like, oh, cool, like, good to know, you know?
Also, I feel like, for specifically talking, actually anyone in that position who feels this, like, pressure to do something they're not comfortable with, I'm not the type of person to go into, like, this serious conversation. Taryne's great at it. I'm not. I never have been. A simple, calm down, kiddo.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
They will back off so fast, and like just something that not puts them in their place, but it's just like,
but lets them see, like, oh, she's not.
I'm in control
this.
of what I want to talk about, and I'm not down to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm not letting this conversation going that way, or I'm not letting this conversation go that way. I think one is respecting yourself, your boundaries, your wishes, what you're looking for. Like, that's putting you first. And reminder, you're not committed to this stranger.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be bending backwards for them. You know, if they want something that you can't give, fine.
Yeah.
Go ask someone else.
Yeah.
It's not personal, and you need to stick with what you believe in, and you shouldn't be bending over backwards for these guys on dating apps that are looking for something that you're not.
No, it's just, we have to remember, like, I hate how powerless it feels sometimes, like, being a girl. Like, you feel like you have to, like, project all these things to get a guy's attention, and it's not good for you. And, like, Anonymous, like, you keep saying these comments about, like, I'm just insecure and I'm trying to, and it does, because that's what it does to you. And it's like, we have to remember it is a 50-50 interaction. He's deciding if you're what he wants, but you're also deciding if he is what you want. And it shouldn't be like a whatever. If he's coming into it being like, oh, I'm this, like, guy who likes to mess around, whatever, that's where you have to not bend yourself to be okay with that.
Don't
be
conform
like,
into someone you're not.
Is that what I want? And if not, being like, oh, okay, like, I can tell right now, like, we're gonna waste each other's time, like, but we can be homies, like, I'll see you around at school, like, whatever it is. But I think we have to stop becoming what someone else wants so we can have a person, and instead work on figuring out who you are and what you want.
Be your own person.
Yeah, so that someone can fit into what you already have, not you fitting into something to fit someone else.
Yes, one of my favorite pastors, speakers, motivational speakers. His name's Mike Todd. You should follow him on Instagram. You should read his relationship book if you're looking for a serious relationship. He said something that has stuck with me for forever. A broken person can't enter into a relationship with another broken person because the relationship will simply be broken.
Yeah.
He was like, if you want a successful relationship, you have to become a whole person first, a whole person, and then go find another whole person, because then no one's needing or leaning on the other person like a crutch, because the other person will eventually resent you, and that's going to be dirty. That's going to be very messy. You can't lean on the fact that you have a boyfriend. You can't lean on your best friend. You can't lean on your career as, like, your identity. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
What Mike Todd was saying is you have to, whatever your flaws are, whatever your illness is, you need to heal and become that one whole human being first, and then go find someone who's also done the work and deserves your whole self. Yeah. And I fully stand by that statement in so many aspects of life, career, personal, like dating, it could be family, it doesn't matter. I think that applies to everything, and I think you would enjoy that book, Anonymous. I think it's called Relationship Goals.
Oh, it's so good. It's really good. You know, one of the things I've had many interventions on from people who love me in my life is the fact that I do not drink water.
She doesn't. I say this because I am one of the ones who have done the intervention.
Many firm talkings too
of me being like, Taryne, drink your water.
Because you know what, it is very important, but if you're like me and you struggle with it, Liquid IV is here for you, because it just takes, like, the amount of work you have to do. Like, you know, instead of having to run the mile, the coach is like, just run a lap. You know?
Exactly. If you struggle with drinking water, Liquid IV is the answer for you, because it literally makes the taste of water so much more enjoyable. And it's efficient, people. One stick of Liquid Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. We know this already. It contains 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's made with premium ingredients, obviously. It is non-GMO and free of gluten, dairy, and soy. And Taryne and I love Liquid IV, not because it hydrates you, not because it's great post-workout or for a hangover. Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world, and we are here for it. Liquid IV has donated over 20 million servings globally, and we love that.
Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code ADVICE at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code ADVICE at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com, promo code ADVICE. Wow, I just realized we did not even finish her story. So let's
let's get into her
45 minutes in. So Ash, I don't know if you're gonna get
We're not
to your
getting
story.
to mine. It's
That's
okay.
fine.
It's fine. It's a good combo. Yeah.
Yeah. So she continues, we ended things on good terms, but now I feel like we haven't. Now I can't just be sad for what I lost, but I'm also incredibly angry. It's a whole other emotion to process when I already have a ton. I really just wanted to write this to know I'm not alone and share in case you guys would have any advice on breakups, especially when the guy texts new girls not even a full 24 hours later. Thank you so much for the pod. I listen every week and I love it. I'm sorry if this was so long. She says, I know everyone says that. LOL. But yes, I know this is something I will heal from with time, and it is still so fresh. In a way, being angry makes it easier, but it still hurts like hell. Thank you again, Anonymous.
Him texting other girls the next day is confirmation.
Yeah.
And that's literally all it is. Don't think of it as him brushing you aside. Don't think of it as a slap in the face. He is exactly who you think he is, and that confirms that thought, that what you were thinking. That confirms that.
Don't get into I think sometimes we're like, wow, I wasn't enough to change him. But it's like, no. Yeah. He showed you who he was.
From the very beginning.
And he's not at a place he's willing to change.
Yeah.
That's not a reflection on you. It's just who he is. And some guys, like, I remember my ex moved on very quickly. And it was super confusing because he was still like, yeah, I want to marry you. I'm just working on myself, blah, blah, blah. And when I found out he was with another girl, it broke me because I felt very like, wow, what we had was like nothing. Like I went straight into taking his actions as a reflection on myself, which was like, that's such a terrible practice.
Still living rent free in your head.
Yeah.
And he left.
Yeah.
So therefore that wall needs to be closed.
Exactly.
Like he's no longer allowed to
have
like
that power,
hold you in that way.
But it was funny because years later we had like a conversation and he finally admitted, he was like, yeah, she was a Band-Aid. Like I was,
of course she was,
really sad.
She was a rebound
and going through like what I was after our breakup. Yeah. And instead of being at a place where I could acknowledge that and be like sad and depressed, I used someone as a Band-Aid.
Yeah, and it's so freaking common. It's so stereotypical for people. Oh, breakup, rebound. Yeah. It's such a thing. That's why it's like, oh, you just went through a big breakup run. Like you don't want to date that person because you know what you are. Jeez.
But it is, you know what? I think this is a big, this is a simple topic and a big topic all like mashed in one. I think you are going to go through a process in this next like couple years where you really have the power of like what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
I always suggest after a breakup to just fully immerse yourself into figuring out who you are. Like go to dances with friends, like hang out with guys, but like be nonchalant, like whatever you need to do for yourself, like focus on you and yourself and what you want. I would not give this guy the time of day. I wouldn't focus on, he is being disrespectful and he's showing his true side. So like just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But
let's thank him for being honest.
Seriously, like at least you know now. Like
at least he was upfront in the beginning and
Yeah.
saying like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've been doing. At least he wasn't playing mind games and pretending to be someone else. That makes it a lot easier.
So true. So true. But I think also us as women, and I mean, I know that there are guys that struggle with this too. Like, I'm sure us girls can be like very intense too. So I'm not saying,
we can.
I'm speaking from a woman's
I know multiple
perspective.
women.
Yeah. We have some crazies.
Little,
I'm not saying
a lot.
But I do think that at a young age, we tend to feel like we have to conform to get a guy.
Yeah.
And it's so toxic. It needs to be
But I think this is also what a lot of women have been like, not raised to think, but like kind of raised to think. And there is a wave, ladies, I'm specifically talking to ladies out there.
Ladies.
There is a wave happening right now where I feel like women are being way more in control and are saying, no, I don't need a guy to be full and happy and complete. And I don't need to be this ideal woman that society says women have to be. And we're okay with that. And I the more people I talk to that are coming to that realization, that are walking into a first date and being like, it wasn't it, but you know, it was great, I left, you know, instead of feeling like they had to, like they owed the guy something, or feeling bad for making him pay for dinner when it was a no. Like, no, it's fine. That's the dating game, and it's okay to be single and to be figuring it out. Like, you don't have to be married and settled at 23 and be this like bombshell of a model, but also eats Whoppers. Like, you know, like it's so contradictory.
There was a dating profile I read the other day that was like, I want a girl who's into fitness and who cares about her body. And then one of the other prompts was like, I want a girl who eats as much as me. And I'm like, bro, you cannot have that way.
I was like, okay, if you want a model, then be prepared for lettuce and no bread and definitely no dairy.
Or it's like very specific women who just happen to have that body type. Like, it's crazy. And you know what's interesting? I saw this statistic the other day. It was saying that there's been a rise of women who are choosing to be celibate. And it was saying that in the past, the main reason why women chose that was because of religious reasons. But it was saying that now this rise of women that are choosing to take control and say, no, I don't want to, is because of mental health, past trauma, emotional health, like just creating their own boundaries, because we do feel this pressure as women that we have to say yes to keep the guy. And it's so hard not to fall into that trap. But I saw that and I was just like, heck yeah, because I think that decision is everybody's individual one. But I was like, that is so cool that women are now saying like, no, like, I don't want to because I'm not ready and I need to heal from stuff. And that's enough reason. And you don't have to explain that to anyone.
It's like, no one's business.
You should be able to go in and be like, no, I don't want to. And that's like, if they can respect that, cool. If they can't, then they leave. But no one should make you feel guilty or disrespect you for that decision. But I just thought that was so cool. And I think it's like women are starting to like realize we got some stuff that's going on. We need to take back our power, take back our voice, and be strong. And I think real men look at that and are like, oh,
there it is.
Heck yes, I want that. Like, I want that powerhouse, you know?
Once you, if that is a decision that you make, it becomes very clear who can and cannot handle it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the dating game gets a little smaller, and the pickings get a little smaller.
But it's worthwhile,
it's worthwhile.
What did I say? Worthwhile. It's worthwhile.
It's a wild time. All I'm saying is your choices become very clear. And it makes it a lot easier.
And that's with anything, whether that's
whatever your decision is.
You decide you don't want to drink. You decide you want to, you know, like, whatever it is in dating, like,
whatever your boundary is,
whatever boundary you build, if that's a deal breaker for someone, that's just confirmation they're not meant to be in your life.
Exactly.
So we need to stand up for what we believe and what feels right. And we know you have that gut feeling when you're like,
yes,
I'm not comfortable with this. But instead of pushing through, like, you need to be able to stand up and say like, hey, like, that's just not what I'm looking for. And like Ash said, I always say, I'm like, literally no hate and no judgment. Like, I told this one guy, I was
live your
like,
life, be happy. I want you to be happy.
I was like, I hope you find the sweet side piece you're looking for. Like, I really do. Yeah. I hope because he kept saying, because I swear being thicker guys like always are like, oh, there's like juicy thighs, whatever. I'm like, I hope you find a juicy thighed girl who's ready to like go to Pound Town with you, bro.
Juicy thigh and
I genuinely do. Like, if that's what you want, I hope you find someone who mutually is like wanting that.
Who's on the same page.
But it ain't me. Yeah. So like, why am I going to be apologetic about it? I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
And you shouldn't be either.
No, you shouldn't be either.
Find your boundary.
This is a great
Find
episode.
your whatever your boundary is. Stick with it, and it'll come.
Even if you don't know why.
No,
I know. I could tell. It's funny. I literally have my speech memorized because people love to ask me like, "Oh, why have you made the choices you've made?"
Yeah,
I love sharing because I don't think people share that perspective a lot.
They don't. They really don't.
So I have no problem with it because I'm not ashamed of it. I actually love the reasons why I am. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind sharing. But even like, say for instance, if I felt like a weird like, I don't think I want to do A, B, or C. Mm-hmm. I don't think you don't even need to have a reason formed of why. If you're uncomfortable, that's enough reason to be like, nope, this is not the journey for me right now, sir.
Yeah.
Or ma'am, or whoever. You know?
Again, relax, bro.
Yep. Relax, bro.
Like, you don't have to tell them your whole life story. Just no is no. And that's on life.
And that's on live, mama. Well, Ash, should we end with a dad joke?
Obviously.
Okay. This is great. Okay. This is so stupid. When is a door not a door? When it's a jar.
Oh my God. Guys,
snaps.
If you made it to the dad joke, you already know we love you the mostest. Watch us on Instagram, on the YouTube. Follow us on all the socials. And if you're sitting on a story that you want advice on, please send it in because, again, we need you to survive. And we love you guys so much. We'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.